Let me tell you how the 9/12 thing actually happened. You know that I had been talking about that we need to be the people of 9/12. You know, there are three kinds of people. There are the people that on 9/10 had their heads buried in the sand. The threat was real. The threat was there. The 19 people were already, they lost sleep. They didn't, they were planning and ready to go on 9/10. And people knew, and I don't mean the Bush administration, Americans knew. I knew, Stu, you knew that Osama bin Laden was going to do something. We didn't know what it was, but we knew that threat was there. But nobody covered it. Nobody paid any attention to it because it wasn't popular. It wasn't, it wasn't sexy. Oh, you didn't know for sure. Oh, stop being such a fear monger. It had been made about politics. And so nobody did anything. 9/10, we were burying our heads in the sand, or we were playing politics. It was about Republicans or Democrats. On 9/11, we were freaking out, and no one knew. Who attacked us? Where did this come from? What is this? On 9/12, no one in the government had to tell us what to do. We just did it. We went and we found a place to give blood. We went and we gave money. We gathered together. We gathered our family around. We prayed. We were the people that our grandparents were. And nobody had to tell us. But then, again, the parties got involved. And George Bush told us to do our patriotic duty and go shopping. That's offensive. That's not our patriotic duty. That's part of the reason we're here now today. Because our patriotic duty was to go shopping. That's not it. And I remember saying on the air, please, Mr. President, give us something to do. Let us be involved in the solution. It's not just, we're going to go and bomb them. We've got to fundamentally change. We have to be involved. Give us something to do. And they didn't. Well, no, I take that back. The two parties, what they did is they gave us something to do, argue with each other and hate each other. And I was part of it. I didn't see it. I didn't see. Well, now I do. And I started seeing it at 2006, 2004? And said, wait, guys, we're on the wrong track here. Wait a minute, see what's going on? And others have woken up. And it's both the Republicans and the Democrats. It's both of them. And we just need to be those 9/12 people. Let me tell you this. Those values I had been working on for a long time. The values and the principles. And I had been reading, and we really did a lot of research, and et cetera, et cetera. But I just scribbled them down. The 9 and the 12. I just scribbled them down right before I went on the air. I hadn't even counted the number of them. And I went on the air, and I gave them to you. And then I got into a break, and I said to Stu, I said, gee, how many do I even have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, geez, I wish we would have, at least I would have come up with another one. I could have come up with another one, but I ran out of time. And then I counted the other ones, and there were 12. And I said, what a wild coincidence. 9/12. You know, in Iran, if you're looking for the 12th Imam, they call you a 12er. The 12ers over in Iran are evil. They are so bad that the Ayatollah Khomeini, back after the Islamic Revolution, banned them, wanted them all killed. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is a 12er. But you know what? I'm not looking for the 12th Imam, but I'm a 12er too. I'm a 9/12er. And that's what I announced on Friday. Commit yourself to live the principles that you knew were true and the values that you knew were true on 9/12. Become a 9/12er. And don't be afraid of it. Don't be ashamed. Try to understand all of what's going on in your world through those values and those principles. And don't, you know what? I noticed that the website it's remarkable what's happening. It's the 912project.com, the 912 project, the 912project.com. And it's a meeting place to look at the different news and then try to find solutions and what principles are we violating. It's a place to where you can find some of the quotes from the founding fathers that might help you solve. There's going to be so much more on this. But really, I hope that this is a meeting place where you can find solutions and you also can present solutions and you can meet together. And you can say, look, we're going to do this project. We're going to do a march on Washington. And it's going to be on this day. And you can try to put it all together. As long as it's all framed with those principles and values, then I'd be with you. I'd be for you. The minute it becomes a movement for power and a movement for political clout or a movement for anything else other than those principles and those values, I'm in. The minute I'm out. The minute it becomes about that, I'm in. As long as it becomes about those, everybody says we don't have a special interest group for us. We don't have a lot. You are going to be the special interest group, but it is important that and I'm going to let this happen organically. I'm not going to steer it. Whatever it is, you decide to put together. Now, look, this is a very libertarian idea, and libertarians is like, trying to round up a bunch of cats. It's almost impossible. You're going to disagree with people. You're going to have a hard time getting through. But forget about arguing about the parties. Forget about arguing, oh, well, you guys did this and you guys did that. Forget about it. It is a waste of time. And I really believe time is running out. So focus on what you are, who you believe, what you think we need to do as a country, and stop tearing the other side apart. Because at least I do. I know who the Republicans are. They sold their soul to the devil for power and money. Now, that's not all of them. But the ones who have been in control, they are that. And a lot of them have decided they'd become progressive Republicans. The Democrats, who's running the party right now, is the same thing, except they're an extreme to the left. There are good people in both parties, but they're alone. And here's what I believe can happen. It may not, but it'll be up to you. What can happen? If you decide to keep this as a grassroots, if you use the meetup.com, you use the 912project.com, and you herd these cats together, and you put together some real principles, and you live by those principles, I'm telling you that I can bring my camera from state to state. I can bring my television and radio show from state to state, and there will be politicians that will beg you for your support. They will beg you because they will fear you because you will be in such great number. But that will only happen if you don't make it about politics, if you only make it about principles and values. Once it becomes about politics, it's done. You must stand for principles. And the number one principle you must stand for is to reestablish the Constitution. It has been so perverted by man. This country has been so perverted. It needs to be reestablished. And if you will stand on the founding principles, and you know what you're talking about. That's why I said in the show, and people I know blow this off. But gang, unless you know what you're supposed to know, unless you know who our founders are, you won't be able to do this. They'll win. They'll win.